Good evening. Come have a drink with me. It's the weekend. It's a good time for drinking. And, yeah, welcome. Thank you for joining me, by the way. I appreciate you being here. It's good to drink alone together, as I often say. So, anyway, cheers to you. And Jesus too. I got a red wine. That's what I'm drinking. Cabernet. But you can drink whatever. You know? I won't judge. Tons of things to drink out there, so drink whatever you want, you know? It was always odd, to me anyway, that people get almost offended or upset, you know, when you drink something else. Like, oh, you drink vodka, or you drink whiskey or whatever. Tequila, you know, and they go, whoa, you know. It's fine. Each their own, right? Live and let live. So, I'm having a red wine. You're welcome to have whatever. How was your week? How was your week? Was it good? Mine was alright. Work, errands, the usual. You know how it is. So, but enough about that. We won't think about stressful things anymore. Once again, I'm going to read, and I've got an interesting one for you. I'm ex-military, for those of you who don't know. I did a stint in the Air Force, and it was interesting. It wasn't quite my cup of tea, though. I'm not going to say it was bad. It wasn't all bad, certainly. I'm not going to knock the Air Force. Not a lot, anyway. But it was alright. It was definitely an experience. Like I said, it just wasn't my cup of tea. I did one enlistment and then I got out. So, for all you lifers out there, good luck. No, but the book I'm going to read today is called War is a Racket. And it's by a U.S. Marine general called Smedley Butler. And I don't remember if he was a 3-star or a 4-star. But he was up there, right? And he fought in the Mexican War, World War I, and then a series of wars called the Banana Wars, which nobody teaches in history anymore. You know, you go to high school, or I've never heard of it before I looked into Smedley Butler. And basically, the United States military did a ton of interventions in Latin America, you know, South America and all that, and interfered with politics, you know, police actions, that kind of thing, and really messed up the neighborhood. And Mr. Butler, excuse me, General Butler, saw that, and he saw how ridiculous it was and how many lives were being ruined, and it really touched him, and he wrote about it. And obviously one of his books is War is a Racket, and it touched me too, you know, in the heart. And being in the military, I kind of got a unique perspective, as he did, you know, to how things work. So anyway, I'm just going to read the first part. We'll keep it short, and I think you'll find it interesting, enlightening, and I just hope it makes you stop and think, even if it's just a little bit. I think I'll have done my job. So anyway. Let's see, yeah, War is a Racket. Major General. Major. I think that's 2 stars. But don't quote me on that. Alright, without further ado, you get comfy. You get comfy as well, please. Chapter 1. I'm not going to read the whole chapter either, just part of it. War is a Racket. War is a racket. It always has been. It is possibly the oldest, easily the most profitable, surely the most vicious. It is the only one international in scope. It is the only one in which the profits are reckoned in dollars and the losses in lives. A racket is best described, I believe, as something that is not what it seems to be to the majority of people. Only a small inside group knows what it is about. It is conducted for the behalf of a very few at the expense of the very many. Out of war, a few people make huge fortunes. In the World War, a mere handful garnered the profits of the conflict. At least 21,000 new millionaires and billionaires were made in the United States during the World War. That many admitted their huge blood gains in their income tax returns. How many other war millionaires falsified their income tax returns so no one knows? How many of these war millionaires shouldered a rifle? How many of them dug a trench? How many of them knew what it meant to go hungry in a rat-infested dugout? How many of them spent sleepless, frightened nights ducking shells and shrapnel and machine gun bullets? How many of them parried the bayonet thrust of an enemy? How many of them were wounded or killed in battle? Out of war, nations acquire additional territory if they are victorious. They just take it. This newly acquired territory promptly is exploited by the few, the self-same few who wrung dollars out of blood in the war. The general public shoulders the bill. And what is this bill? This bill renders a horrible accounting. Newly placed gravestones, mangled bodies, shattered minds, broken hearts and homes, economic instability, depression, and all its attendant miseries, backbreaking taxation for generations and generations. For a great many years as a soldier, I had a suspicion that war was a racket. Not until I retired to civil life did I fully realize it. Now that I see the international war clouds gathering again, as they are today, I must face it and speak out. And that's all I'll share for today. But, it is the only one in which the profits are reckoned in dollars and the losses in lives. Now make no mistake, I'm not saying we shouldn't ever go to war, right? I'm not a straight pacifist. But we need to be reasonable here. How many of you heard about the Air Force spending $1,300 on coffee cups? Did you hear about that one? I heard about that one. It was ridiculous. They stopped it once word got out, but think about it. How many $1,300 coffee cups or other $1,300 things is the military buying? Who knows, right? In 2001, Donald Rumsfeld, I think, or was it Cheney? One of those guys. They came out and said that the Pentagon couldn't account for $2.3 trillion. Now, where did that money go? Is it missing? Did they burn it? Did they blow it up? Who knows? They couldn't account for it. Yeah. Whatever, right? And the timing of that announcement, September 10th, 2001, leaves credit to a lot of conspiracy theories, I think. I mean, the timing certainly is odd. I'm not saying I agree with them, you can kind of see where they're coming from. So, anyway, just food for thought. You think about it. I mean, you look at the war in Iraq right now. What are we even doing there? Why did we go there? I mean, they fully admitted it was a lie. We found out it was a lie. Nobody was punished. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. They're still walking around free today. And people died, right? U.S. soldiers died. Iraqis died. You know. Nobody seems to care. I care. I care. I care a lot. Like I said, maybe because I'm prior military. It's unfortunate. I mean, look at Saudi Arabia, right? Most of the hijackers, I think it was 15 out of those 19 hijackers, was Saudi Arabians. Osama bin Laden was a Saudi Arabian. Yet Saudi Arabia somehow is our greatest ally in the war on terror. And we send them billions in foreign aid and military and all that. We're helping them bomb Yemen right now. What does that say? What does that say about our country? And honestly, think about it. I mean, I know if you're a conservative, pro-military, I get you, man. I grew up in a conservative household. I get it, right? And I'm pro-defense, right? We need to protect our country. I get that. But let me ask you this. Serving in the military, or if you're thinking about joining or whatever, ask yourself this. Are you serving our country? Are you really fighting for our freedoms? Or are you serving the interests of international elites and bankers Ask yourself that. I think you might be shocked at the answer if you truly did some digging, right? Afghanistan. What are we even doing there? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what we're doing there. What's the objective? Yet we're spending billions of dollars there for what? As Smedley said, Smedley, the general, the good general, the taxpayers shoulder the burden for that. Everything costs money. And a lot of people seem to have forgotten that nowadays. They think money grows on trees, but it doesn't. It's got to come from somewhere. We want to be in Afghanistan, we got to pay for it. Or the bank's got to print money and make inflation and raise prices for the rest of us. But we'll cover that topic some other time, not today. My point is that all of these adventures are terribly wasteful, and we're not getting anything out of them. So why are we there? What are we doing? We need to get out of there. But certain interests don't want us to get out of there, right? They're making the dollars. They're making lots and lots of dollars. Are you going to let them get away with that? I guess that's my point, isn't it? Are you going to let them get away with it? I'm just one guy. I'd like to see us pull out. We don't belong there. They don't want us there. Why are we even there? We'll say the region will become destabilized when we pull out. Let them figure it out. You know? Sorry, it's harsh, I know. And you say, well, what about the money we already spent? What about the lives that were lost because we went in there? I hate to break it to you, and this is going to sound harsh, believe me, I know. But those dollars and those lives were wasted the minute those boots hit the ground. It's just like Vietnam. When are you going to get out? You got to pull out sometime, right? You going to wait until more lives and more dollars are lost, or are you going to cut it now? It's almost like a gambling addiction, isn't it? Stakes are higher. Put in more money, put in more money. I say, you cut it. Cut your losses. We've lost enough. Too many boys didn't come home. Boys and girls, heck. They didn't come home. Too many dollars wasted. It's a shame. So, anyway, I'll get off my soapbox now. Kind of a stressful topic for drinking, I know, I'm sorry. But like I said, being prior military, it's kind of near and dear to my heart, and I think I have a unique perspective on things. You know, a lot of these people, they get gung-ho, you know, USA, and they get so blinded by their patriotism. And believe me, I'm a patriot, okay? I am a true diehard patriot. I love my country. You know, I'll fly the flag any day. But sometimes being a patriot means going against your government. And people are scared to say that, I know. But I'm not. A true patriot does what's good for his country, regardless of who says what, or does what. So. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for joining me. Hope I didn't scare you away. I scare myself away sometimes. But I just wanted to give you a unique perspective on things, that's all. Wax philosophical while we drink. Well, anyway, it's very late. And I hope you have a good night. I do. And I hope you have a great weekend. I hope your week is good. And I just hope everything is good for you, you know. I hope things work out for you. Whatever you're doing, you know, your job, your career, family. If you're sick, I hope you get healed. I pray for you, I do. I'll pray for you if you want. I have no problem doing that. And whatever it is, you know, I wish the best for you. And that's all. And with that, I wish you a good night, once again, I think. Take care, everyone. Good night.